Hello, I'm Emily Weirts from Troupe 1176, and this is my lighting design project for the show Radium Girls by D.W. Gregory. Radium Girls centers around a group of girls working in a dial painting factory in the 1920s. In this factory, the radium they used began to poison the girls, so in turn, they sued the large corporations who own the factories. In this play, the theme of running out of time was consistently brought up, so I tried to incorporate this into my design as much as possible. For example, when planning out the cues, I tried to use crossfades as opposed to regular blackouts to instill a sense of urgency. Without blackouts, scenes taking place weeks, days, or months apart feel more urgent without the space in between. That's how this play should feel. Not frantic, but with a sense of an ending oncoming. However, I did face some difficulties not being able to use blackouts at all. There were times when I knew a large set change was coming up, but I didn't have enough time for it to occur. So, I'd either move the previous scene upstage, or make sure the scene that had to be set was already there. I also set black lights along the edge of the set to illuminate a large clock painted with glow paint. This was to add a more obvious representation of the urgency of time. Along with the metaphorical aspects of the design, I also tried to bring more literal parts of Radium Girls into it. The gels I picked were very bright warms, gray-blue cools, and regular neutrals in order to accentuate the girls' sicknesses. Most scenes use these gels, with the exception of a scene in which the main character, Grace, has a horrific nightmare involving a friend who has also succumbed to radium poisoning. For this, I used a dark green gel in a special set to the side. This serves two purposes. It breaks up the sense of urgency to instill an uneasiness and an unreal feeling. It also makes the scene differ vastly from all of the other scenes as far as color. This part of the show is a turning point for the character to realize she cannot give up the fight against these corporations, so this scene had to stand out against the rest. Here is my lighting plot. I've used all ellipsoidals in order to be able to use hard and soft focus when needed. Because the set stays the same throughout the show, minus the furniture changes, I wanted to indicate spatial differences. In scenes that take place in a singular room, like a parlor, that area would be in hard focus. Rooms in soft focus, like the factory scenes, are representing larger spaces. The soft focus allows the light to bleed out and let the audience know there's a bigger space to the set than what you see. Here are the resources I used in order to aid me in designing. This is a map of the areas in the auditorium I designed it in. Here's another map. And then scene changes and a rough draft of the lighting plot. Over here, you'll see the photos I used as inspiration for my design. In the first one, it's a picture of an actual dial painting factory from the 1920s. As you can see, the light fading in from the factory windows is what I tried to imitate in my design. The one under it is a production of Radium Girls, not ours, but a different one that I used to inspire me with the colors. The one below it is a clipping from the real trial that took place in the 1920s. The gauntness and sickly color of her face is what inspired the gel colors that I chose. The one under it is a picture from the production that actually took place at the auditorium. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.